Hello YouTube, and thank you for joining us this evening. So another video has just been released to YouTube, and it's another episode of the 700-pound deadlift, the journey to the 700-pound deadlift. So starting off here nice and light at 65 kilos. So little tip for you deadlifters out there: even when warming up, always try and make each rep look the same. We're at 145 now, so the first warm-ups I did 3 reps, but with here I just pull singles from here on out until I get into my working set, but I try to pull them as explosively as possible while still maintaining good form. So today's been a good session really. So this is the last warm-up here at 225. Nice light and easy, there we are, that flew up. Really pleased with that. So the protocol today was to do 2 sets of 2 at 265. And yeah, they felt comfortable. So I'm just going to keep progressing this each week as per the plan. When I start hitching and my form starts to break down, that's will tell me probably when I need to take a deload, but at the moment that time hasn't happened. I do have a planned deload written in, and that should occur in a few weeks' time. But we're getting closer and closer now to that 700-pound deadlift. There we are, that's the second set of doubles, and yeah, it felt alright. Like I say, no hitching really on either of them, so I'm pleased with that. So we'll be moving up with weight next week on that, hopefully. Now banded deadlifts, so I've been pushing these as well, and using my mechanical progressions on the banded deadlifts. So what I mean by that, for those of you that are new here, is basically where I start off by making the exercise harder, and then I gradually make it easier over the course of a few weeks to allow me to pull more weight. So for the first 2 weeks, I used a wide grip and a deficit to make it harder, and then on weeks 3 and 4, to make it a little bit easier, instead of using a wide grip, I just used a normal grip but still used the deficit. And now this week I've taken away the deficit, so I'm just doing banded deadlifts on their own. We're now at 250 kilos for a triple, and yeah, this felt decent. I think this is the highest weight that I've ever actually pulled doing banded deadlifts. But right, so for those of you that are new here, the reason that I'm doing them a little bit differently and having them at the front is basically to work my lockout, because that's where I'm weak. So the band there is trying to pull me forwards, so I'm having to squeeze harder to work that lockout there, because if I don't, then the band will pull the weight away from me. Another little tip as well for them banded deadlifts is make sure you pull them fast, because a while back I pulled them slow, and the band kind of like pulled me out of position and jolted me, and it hurt my back, and I was in a lot of pain with my back for a while. By some miracle I was still able to keep training, and I just kept moving, and my back gradually did get better. But if you're going to do front banded deadlifts like that, you just need to be careful and make sure that you pull it fast and not slow, because the band can pull you out of position, especially if it's a thick band. I mean, that band I was using there was medium strength, so even a band like that, if it pulls you out of position, it can jolt your back, and that's what happened to me, unfortunately. So with these good mornings, so last week I went up to an 8 rep max of 200 kilos. So this week and next week I'm doing 6s, but with this week I'm kind of like holding back on the weight a bit, so we've only gone to 190. So next week I'll be going for a 6 rep max, and I'll be looking to, yeah, push that to probably around 210 kilos, roughly that kind of weight. After this, assisted pull-ups. So we've got there pin 59, that's for the second set, and for the third and final set here, pin 50. So at the moment I'm weighing about 147 kilos, so this takes off 50 kilos of weight. It counts as about 50 kilos of weight, so basically it's the equivalent of me doing pull-ups at 97 kilos. Moving on to the rows now, second set. So last week I did 12s and I went up to 30 kilos, so just increasing a little bit. So we've got here 32.5 kilos, or £71 per hour for 10 reps. And yeah, that felt alright. So increased to 35 kilos per hand. These are actually feeling relatively easy. But again, I'm only on week 5 at the moment, so I don't want to push these. I intend to use this exercise right up until week 7 before I do my deload. So I'm just holding back on the weight a little bit here, and then I will progress them in the next 2 weeks. I did push leg press a little bit today. So we've got 250 kilos for an easy 10. Last week I went up to 360 kilos. So I thought, okay, well, we're doing 10s today, so we're going to push it a little bit more. And I actually set a new personal best on the leg press today. So this is our second set now. We've gone to 350 kilos. I've done this weight before, so I knew it wasn't going to be much of a problem. I've put the knee sleeves on there because at this point I'd already had in mind that I was going to hit a new 10 rep max. So my previous 10 rep max on leg press was 410. Now since I aimed to progress these, I didn't want to push it too much, so went to 420 here for 10. And although it was hard, there's definitely more there. Before this cycle is over, I definitely want to walk away with at least 460 kilos, because that will take me over £1,000. If I can do 500 kilos or half a ton, even better. But I do want to end the cycle with at least 460 kilos, just to get me over that ton or grand in pounds mark. So 3 sets of 10 on the leg curls and 70 kilos. I think the machine goes up to 85, so I'm already almost maxing out the machine now. And yeah, this was quite comfortable actually. So I think I dropped to 8s next week on that. 8s for the leg press as well, and 8s for these bicep curls. I think I dropped to 8 on these next week. Yeah, so 3 sets of 10 on here. So next week I believe this should be 3 sets of 8. So I'm just going to basically progress the weight on everything you've seen. I'm going to be progressing these bicep curls, going to be progressing the leg press, the leg curls. Since this is a peaking cycle that I'm doing, I'm literally just going to be progressing all the way, and I'm not really bothered if there's a little bit of body English. You know, I'm just interested in pushing the weight at the moment. Okay, so that concludes today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching it. Next video should be Sunday, so watch this space and that should be published soon. Until next time.